What are some fictional character fights you would love to see happen? Toby vs. Michael Scott. Bill and Ted vs. the two guys from Dude, Where's My Car? Toy Story's toys invading Home Alone Kevin's house. Batman vs. Iron Man. Both have the same amount of prep time. Lois from Malcolm in the Middle vs. Skyler from Breaking Bad. Voldemort vs. someone with some intense military firepower. Let's say the Terminator, then we can settle the eternal debate of whether magic is better than having an assault rifle. John Wick vs. Jason Bourne. Master Chief vs. Doom Guy. Han Solo vs. Indiana Jones. Obviously Superman vs. Goku. The Quaker Oats guy vs. Cap'n Crunch. Darth Vader vs. Batman. You'd probably like who would win? The Nun vs. Annabelle. Wolverine vs. Freddy Krueger. John Wick vs. Caillou. I'd love to see that little fucker die. It should start with Godzilla vs. Batman. Then Godzilla vs. Shaq. Shaq vs. Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter vs. Batman. Batman vs. Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln vs. Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime vs. Godzilla. Maybe bring in Jackie Chan at this point. A Care Bear. Chuck Norris. Gandalf the Grey. Gandalf the White. Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight. And Benito Mussolini. And the Blue Meanie and Cowboy Curtis and Zombie the Genie. RoboCop. The Terminator. Captain Kirk. Darth Vader. Lopan. Superman. Every single Power Ranger. Bill S. Preston M. Theodore Logan. Spock. The Rock. Doc Ock. And Hulk Hogan. And Mr. Rogers. Shrek vs. Thanos. For me personally, I would love to see Alien X from Ben 10 fight Q from Star Trek. Both characters are known to warp reality and are omnipotent beings. Q would try to use his illusions to trick Alien X. But Alien X makes things happen by using his thoughts. We can exclude the debating floating magic mirror just for this occasion. Without those faces, Alien X would be just as powerful and be busy kicking ass. Reminder, Alien X was responsible for recreating the whole universe. I would like to see him battle the Celestials from Marvel and Dr. Manhattan. But I prefer him battling Q because both characters stand out from their own omnipotent species. Since I ended up bringing Ben 10, I would like to see his aliens battle other characters. For example, this is a long list. Gwen vs. Scarlet Witch. Heat Blast vs. Human Torch. XLR8 vs. Quicksilver. Diamond Head vs. Captain America. Four-Arms vs. Red Hulk. Wild Mutt vs. Sabretooth. Upgrade vs. T-1000. Ghost Freak vs. Ryuk. Cannonbolt vs. Sonic. Upchuck vs. Kirby. Way Big vs. Ultraman. Arctiguana vs. Sub-Zero. Swampfire vs. Groot. Ult. Swampfire vs. Azula. Humongousaur vs. Lizard. Ult. Humongousaur vs. Hulk. Jetray vs. The Flash. Spider-Monkey vs. Spider-Man. Ult. Spider-Monkey vs. Dr. Octopus. Big Chill vs. Elsa. Ult. Big Chill vs. Ice King. Echo vs. Naruto. Ult. Echo vs. Soundwave. Chromastone vs. Carol Danvers. Brainstorm vs. Professor X. Lodestar vs. Magneto. Wrath vs. Wolverine. Nanomech vs. Wasp. Amphibian vs. Electro. Clockwork vs. The Presence. Feedback vs. Thor. Shock Squatch vs. Storm. Kickin' Hawk vs. Wukong. Astrodactyl vs. Falcon. Bullfrog vs. T-800. Atomics vs. Goku. Gandalf vs. Dumbledore. Shaggy and Saitama. The Juggernaut. Captain America. And Walker. Texas Ranger vs. Grandpa Joe. OLMAO. What about this? Cyril Figgis vs. Jerry Smith. I want Mortal Kombat 11 to include Rambo so that we can see Terminator vs. Rambo. That was one of the hottest debates when I was in the middle school. Eeyore vs. Melman. Your next target is extremely dangerous. The agency has thus far hesitated to take this assignment, but recent developments have given us no choice but to take out this former MI6 spy. Codename 007. Good luck 47. Geralt of Rivia vs. Brienne of Tarth. While Yaskier and Podrick are commenting. My Dad vs. Your GF. Thor vs. Superman. John Wick vs. Jackie Chan. First they fight, then they team up. Eggy vs. 007. Xena vs. Wonder Woman, but with no powers. I just want to see who the best fighter is. Callisto, depowered as well, vs. Xena's daughter Eve. I just realized she would be fighting herself lol. Arya Stark vs. Daredevil. Hawkeye vs. Green Arrow. The Count of Monte Cristo vs. Jane Eyre. It is on! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Frank Drebin from Naked Gun vs. Ron Burgundy from Anchorman. Geralt of Rivia vs. the Master Chief. Stuart Little and Remy from Ratatouille. Venom 2018 vs. Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I'd want to see two obnoxious anime protagonists fight. You know, like the kind of kids who win the argument against the antagonists by just being incredibly stubborn and insisting that the other person submit to their personal philosophy. Like Naruto against Nagato, or Gon against anybody, and then just have them stuck in a standoff of trying to force the other person to give up without having to actually kill them. Except neither one will ever give up, so they're stuck like that forever. A graphically violent fight between Katara and Elsa in the middle of a crowded city. Directed by Quentin Tarantino and J.J. Abrams. Not really a fight but a debate. Punisher vs. Batman on killing criminals. Harry Potter and Shrek. Yujiro Hanma vs. Akuma. Zaire vs. the Fire Lord. TMNT vs. Battletoads. Baki Hanma vs. Tokita Oma. Hollow Knight vs. Rocket Knight. Zanjetsu. Bloodstained vs. Richter Belmont. Black Adam vs. Homelander. Little Mac vs. Boxing Joe. Just to start, Chewbacca and Groot. The kid in me would love to see a Goku vs. Superman fight. Jesus Christ vs. the Antichrist. A bookie put odds on the Jesus Dragonborn against Geralt of Rivia. Superman vs. Jackie Chan. But he's carrying a base and he doesn't want any trouble. On another thread someone pointed out this is the ultimate fight and it still cracks me up. The Lich King vs. the Witch King of Angmar. Mr. Magoo vs. Death from the Final Destination films. Ronald McDonald vs. Burger King. Khabib vs. Ferguson, since this shit seems like it's never gonna happen. Sauron vs. Voldemort. Lois from Family Guy vs. Lewis from Malcolm in the Middle. Batman vs. Deadpool. Thanos with Infinity Gauntlet vs. Darkseid. Tony Stark vs. Superman. Optimus Prime vs. Thomas the Tank Engine. John Wick vs. Liam Neeson in Taken. John Wick vs. The Equalizer. Red from that 70s show in Rocky. Rosa Diaz vs. Sarah Lance. Or Black Widow vs. Sarah Lance. Homer Simpson vs. Peter Griffin. That would be hilarious. Mace Windu v. Minerva McGonagall. 10-year-old anti-vax kids vs. my GF. The Joker vs. Pennywise. Michael Myers. Halloween vs. the Mike Myers team. Shrek. Austin Powers. Dr. Evil. Fat Bastard. Goldmember. Wayne Campbell. Clifford the Big Red Dog vs. Annette. Ing vs. Magneto. Jason. Friday the 13th vs. Michael Myers. Halloween. Slenderman vs. Boogeyman. Carrie vs. Andrew Detmer. Chronicle. Shaggy vs. Shrek. Was thinking about this last night. Prime All Might vs. every villain seen so far in My Hero Academia. I wanna see how easily he'd beat down someone like Muscular or High-End compared to how Midori and Endeavor did. Korra from ATLOK vs. Vin from Mistborn. Flash vs. Quicksilver. Emo Flash would win. Solid Snake vs. Agent 47. Drop them at opposite ends of a city and see how it goes from there. Harry Potter vs. Doctor Strange. Goku vs. Australia. Voldemort vs. Merlin, Samurai Jack vs. Veroni Kenshin, Count Dooku vs. General Grievous, Kratos vs. Thor, my dad v. your dad. Because obviously my dad would win. Giorno Giovanna vs. Thanos. I was going to say Joe Exotic vs. Carol Baskin, but then I remembered that somehow they're both actually real people. I'd like to see Saitama beat the shit out of Goku finally. Tired of these senseless fights on Reddit, and it needs to happen. And for personal choice, because you, the Deadlift Knight, and I have an ongoing feud, I'll need to see Iron Man clap Batman for the culture. Giorno Giovanna and Golden Experience Requiem vs. Enrico Pucci and Made in Heaven. SCP-682 vs. Anything Anyone Can suggests. It helps to research about it first. Inspired by your username. Tiger King vs. That Bitch from the South. The Final Showdown. Rick Sanchez vs. Doofenshmirtz. Black Dynamite vs. Orange Face. Itachi v Madara. The Doomslayer vs. Angren. Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet vs. Dr. Manhattan.